Hey, everybody. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Bashir. Hi,
Thanks,
everybody.
thanks for joining us. Thank you, all the viewers, for joining us. I have another hand loaded up from Adam's Thursday Declare Play class. Adam, I haven't seen this hand. You, of course, presented it to the class. Is this a random hand? Is this a hand you put together? How
No,
would you set up this hand for us?
yeah, all of the hands that I bring to this class are real life hands that either I've played with a student or someone played against me. I don't like made up hands. And a lot of these hands don't have a solution. It's really about the thought process.
All right. Well, maybe you can guide us through the thought process. Show us sort of what you lead us in the class and your students to do.
Yeah. So absolutely. So we're going to start with the auction. Bring it back for us, please. So East has opened a week 2 in spades. We bid 3 hearts. The preempt got raised. Our partner bid game, and we're done. Now, this is not a bidding class. This is just how the auction went when it happened, right? So you don't need to understand the bidding. You don't need to agree with the bidding. It's just this is the information that you have.
Okay.
And so we know that East is going to have 6 spades, or we expect 6 spades. And we have, can we see our hand? It looks like it's underneath a
Oh, yeah. There
So,
we go. Sorry, did I put that there?
If
Yeah,
East
real fast.
has 6.
Oh, sorry, I put that there. Okay.
Oh, sorry, yeah. If East has 6 and we have 3 and West has 3, Dummy has 1, that seems pretty consistent with what we know about the hand. So let's start with our losers, right? We're going to count our losers. So do it with me, Bashir.
Okay.
So in hearts, how many losers do we count? 0. How about spades? 1, right? Because the lead has been so helpful, we're going to get the ace and queen no matter who has the king, and so the 8 is the loser. And in diamonds, obviously that's 0. Remember, we're counting from the south hand, the master hand, and clubs we have 4. So
wow.
what's this hand about, Bashir?
Well, how are we going to get rid of our potential losers?
That's right. We have 4 club losers to deal with and the spade loser. So this hand is basically about the clubs. Right? The spades, we can rough a spade. We can throw a spade on a diamond. What are we going to do about the clubs? So there's a couple possibilities. And that's what I love about hands like this, is that, it's not just, okay, well, this is how you do it, right? There's a lot of options.
Right.
So what are the options that you see of how to get rid of these club losers?
Well, the first, the spade, maybe we can rough that. That looks easy enough. Those clubs, of course, one notices the beautiful long diamond suit in North's hand, and then immediately one wonders, well, how many entries do we have up to it? How do we deal with this situation?
Bashir?
I'm a good teacher here. Adam, help us out, though. At this point, though, this is the point where I can start sweating, and I probably do the wrong thing because I don't know how to get beyond that.
I think of it as 2 viable strategies on this hand about getting rid of the club losers. One is set up the diamonds and pitch your clubs away. And the other is get the clubs out of the dummy and rough your club losers. Right? So one possible line of play is something like win the spade, ace, king of diamonds, throw a club away, lead a club up towards your hand. And maybe you lose a couple clubs, but then you can rough a club, you can rough a spade, draw trumps, right? You'll probably lose 2 clubs, and maybe that's it. Right? So that's one line that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Another line is let's try to set the diamonds up. And like you said, entries are going to be an issue, but the entries to the north hand are in the trump suit. And so one thing that we could do would be to put off drawing any trumps and, play on the diamonds. Now, it probably makes sense, no matter what we're doing, to take ace queen of spades and throw a club away from the dummy so that, we don't have two immediate potential club losers, right? That seems like a good way to start. Now, we might even take a finesse in diamonds, right? East has preempted. There's a fair chance West has the queen of diamonds, though certainly nothing's guaranteed. But if that finesse were to work, all right, well, that would make it much easier to set this suit up and get all of these pitches going away.
Right.
So I see a bunch of possibilities on this hand, right? And that's what I love. I love hands that it's not like, okay, well, this is what you do. If you didn't do that, you're an idiot, right? We really need to think through what are the options. And we come up with basically two, right? Rough clubs or set up diamonds. Which appeals to you, Bashir?
I noticed the diamonds first, but I think I'm veering towards the roughing the clubs. We can do that quicker, and it might help us turn some of those diamonds into winners later. Would we even need to at that point? I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably all or nothing on the diamonds. Like we go all in or we don't. Let's try your way. Let's try roughing clubs.
Okay, real fast. Let's also invite any of the viewers. Leave a comment below. Put your money where your mouth is. What would you do? Rough some clubs or set up the diamond suit? And again, Adam, what I find so helpful from you is the reminder that there isn't necessarily a right or wrong way, and that this, we can sit. As a learner, this is when I start worrying, well, am I going to do the wrong thing? But you give us the confidence to find a way as long as we can think about our plan with good reasoning, we should trust that thought process.
Absolutely. Even if it's wrong on this particular hand, or even if in retrospect we come to think, you know what, maybe it wasn't the best plan, but if we're thinking through it the right way and it's like, okay, here's option A, here's option B, I'm going to choose option A because, right, we've thought through the hand. And now someone might say, okay, you probably should have chosen option B and here's why. It's like, oh, I didn't think about that. That's great, right? That's just refining our thought process. That's all that there is to getting better at bridge.
Okay.
So let's try.
And that's what the class is about too. It's a joy being able to play the hand, and then we can see how you actually play through the hand and think through it yourself right afterwards.
Right. And I'm not going to say that my way is right. Ever. So we're winning this, and the next step is going to be queen of spades. Right? Because we want to throw a club away from the dummy.
Right.
We don't have two fast losers. Yeah.
Right.
So we might as well, we're going to play clubs, but we might as well lead up towards the south hand and the king. Right? Like if East happens to have the ace, which they certainly could, right? It doesn't hurt us anything. So my inclination is to go over and cash a diamond or two and then play clubs.
Finesse, or should we do the winners, get rid of the...
I mean, you said going for clubs was your plan, so I don't think we finesse.
Okay.
Right? Don't second guess yourself.
All right. Yeah. And that's where I get into trouble too. When I'm playing on my own, it's like, even when I'm good about coming up with a plan, it's like in the moment, the finesse is right there.
It happens so often. Like you gotta take your time, make a plan, and then stick to your guns. Right? Not super surprising.
Okay.
And they did very well to switch to trumps, right? They can kind of see the writing on the wall here.
Right.
But that's fine, right? So we're going to win this in our hand. And what are we going to do? We're going to rough something, right? We can rough a club. We can rough a spade, whatever. Pick one. And now we might as well cash the ace of diamonds before it disappears. And what should we throw? Oh, he's roughing.
Wow.
That's not good. But okay, that's one way to draw trumps.
Yeah.
We'll just over rough. I guess we should have taken that diamond finesse.
All
right, which seems like the safest thing to rough at this point?
Probably the spade now.
Sure. All right, we know they're both following in spades. And we'll just play a diamond.
And again, let's see what East puts down. All right. We'll rough that. We just
rough it, yeah. And rough
one more.
Yep. Uh-oh. So we fell for a classic trap there. We're going to rough this, and we're getting our ace king of spades. Or I'm an ace king of hearts, sorry. And we're going to lose the last trick. So we're going to make our contract. The problem was when we said, oh, what should we rough, the spade or the club? Right? We said, oh, the spade, that seems safest. But the thing was, the safer, like, yes, the spade at that moment was the perfectly safe. But we knew when we played a diamond, East was going to be able to pitch something. If they had a club, we didn't want them to be able to pitch it. So we needed to rough the club first while they had a club in their hand before they were able to throw one and over rough us. So that was a trick.
Huh.
Right? This game is wicked hard.
Gosh.
We say here in Massachusetts.
So, all right. So if you could summarize both that lesson, which you said, but also the lesson for us learners when we play it, and it's so hard to second guess. Wait, okay, we made the contract, but it didn't work out the way that I was hoping.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you notice that I let you make the mistake. Yeah. Right? Because that's how you learn. Yeah. Especially when you can immediately have the follow-up of here's what you might not have even noticed it was a mistake. No. Or that you could have done something better. Right? Yeah. And so, that's what you get with a teacher. That's the reason that we take bridge lessons. And again, for the structure for Adam's Declare Play class, wherever you are, whenever you're able to play these hands on BBO, you can then go watch Adam play through the hands, share his thinking. So exactly this process, we play this, rough one thing, realize it didn't work out. Right. What should we do? We have Adam's video right there. And talk through the play. And very often, especially on a hand like this, I'll play it out a couple different ways. Right? That's a cool thing about the technology. Like I can play this and say, oh, let's go back and do it this way, right? So we can see the mechanics of how it might work with either of the very legitimate options that we might have taken. But ultimately, it comes down to how you're thinking about the hand, counting those losers, making a plan, and then executing it, sticking with your guns.
Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll include a link to the class. All are welcome below. Also, we'll include a link to the hand, a hand viewer link, so that you can review it, maybe play through on your own from all four hands and experiment with it that way. Thanks so much, Adam.
All right. Thanks, Bashir.
See you guys next time. Bye.